Okay, guys, we're at the visitor center, starting our look of Shiloh. So, we're going to take the tour. We're going to go into the cemetery. Okay, guys, off we go. We were actually at Gettysburg a few years ago. We went to Antietam and
So this is our third one.
yes, it is.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Very. They always do such a nice job on.
See here they show where all the Confederate burial sites are.
Yeah. They probably mass graved the Confederates. It was unusual, the
that
one
must be Pittsburgh Landing.
where we went to in
The water.
yeah. What was the one we went to in Kentucky?
Oh, I can't remember.
Mill Springs.
Yeah, it was Mill Springs.
What, in Mill Springs?
Mm-hmm.
That was unusual because even though they did have mass graves, they actually had Confederate gravesites. Yeah.
Let's see what this says over here. Right there. Headquarters. Grant.
Yep, General Grant, as a memoir said, during the night rain fell in torrents and our troops were exposed without shelter. I made my headquarters and under a tree a few hundred yards back from the river bank. The large oak tree referred to standing where this marker now stands was destroyed by cyclone October 14th, 1908. Okay, guys, it's Pittsburgh Landing. standing up at the cemetery looking down at it. They're always peaceful, you know.
Always very peaceful.
They always lay people to rest.
So is that the Mississippi?
Okay, guys.
I was seeing what was on the storyboard.
Here was Grant's last line of defense. On the 6th, he'd had a pretty rough day. And
Somebody asked him if he wanted to give up, right? He said, no, we fight at dawn
he was ready.
and we'll whoop them.
Yeah, he wouldn't give up.
He wasn't giving up.
The
Right
Confederates was about ready to do a counterattack. And but this was his last line down this ridge.
Right here. So the first day of fighting was disastrous, as you just said, for Grant's Union Army. Despite his troops' determined resistance, an early tactical surprise by the Confederates proved nearly unstoppable. Time and again, the hastily formed Union lines of defense broke and casualties multiplied. A few crucial stands and counterattacks bought time, but could not reverse the flow of battle. Around 2:30 p.m., Grant instructed his chief of staff to supervise a reserve line to defend Pittsburgh Landing. At sunset, Grant's bloodied army held this high ground, their last line, extending nearly 2 miles northwest from the river landing. Although Union reinforcements began to arrive, darkness ended further fighting. So it was the end of a long, hard day.
It was a long, hard day. Yep. Some beautiful monuments, Indiana, Iowa.
Yeah.
Just
Said he was lined with the cannons down through here. Some of them big, some of them small.
yep. And men that didn't even know how to fire them.
Yeah, they were having to
teach them on the fly. Yeah, really just interesting history. And it's really a beautiful sight. If anybody wants to see, we had went to Gettysburg and, just never had made Shiloh, and live in Tennessee. I know that's kind of sad.
Okay, so this was tour stop number 1. We're on to tour stop number 2 next.
Number 2 next. And here is more of the last line. Ohio was down this section. There was the Army of the Tennessee. Now, some of this Army of the Tennessee in here are Union, so don't think that everything. It was basically Mississippi. And anything that was like the Army of Tennessee was the Union portion. You know, like Kentucky had Confederate Union and Tennessee had some Confederate Union. So it's, you know, can get kind of weird. And, but we're going on. And we are going to follow the battlefield tour. So, there's just monuments scattered everywhere here, guys. You could probably spend a week here if you really wanted to go out and walk and find them all. Huge. But we'll get back with you. Okay, guys, this is tour stop number 2 at Shiloh. And there is a Confederate memorial. And at this location, Confederate troops captured 2,100 Union soldiers in the Hornet's Nest.
Part of the Hornet's Nest. Okay. The memorial honors the South's lost cause on Shiloh battlefield. Here on April 6, 1862, Confederate troops victoriously encircled and captured more than 2,200 Union troops. The United Daughters of the Confederacy erected this memorial in 1917 to commemorate the great victory seemingly achieved, but ultimately denied the Confederacy at Shiloh. Okay, let's walk down here.
General Abort Sidney Johnston, the Confederate commander at Shiloh, remains the highest ranking American officer to die in combat. Okay, guys, that's the back of it. You can see Miss Junebug walking down through there. They're all kind of paths that goes back to different sections and different things. So